Hello and welcome back to another episode of If You're Into It with my lovely co-host Luke. See, I'm getting better at this. I did say co-host today. So today we're just going to jump right into it. I know on the last episode we did touch a little bit on sort of nostalgia and stuff like that. I think what we're going to do today is ultimately we want to see, would we have got on at school? Because there is a little bit of an age gap between us. So how old are you, Luke?
I am...
200.
200. No, I am 32.
You had to think about that then.
I'm trying to think about this next bit. I'm 32 and 11 months.
I love how you said, do you want kids? Like, or I was like, oh, they're like 24 months or something. Like, they're two. Just say they're two. I can't remember how old I am. I think I'm about 1,000. No, I'm joking. I'm 28 years old and I'm trying to calculate the months. So 3 months.
Yeah, I think I'm completely... I might be off with the months as well. I'm just probably. Like, that's close.
Well, are you an Aries? I think
yes.
You're an Aries. You're an Aries and I'm a Libra, which if anyone's into like star signs and stuff, like I have heard they're like two sides of the same coin. And I don't know why. And I'm gonna just drop a little bit of Greek mythology here on you because my sister is like a classic student up in Edinburgh, and I'm sure she's the one that told me it's because Ares, who's the god of war, had a thing for Aphrodite, who runs the planet of Venus in the stars, right? And Venus represents the sign of Libra. There we go. I know you're absolutely bored of this conversation.
It's completely over my head.
No, I just wanted to sound intelligent for five minutes.
I'm saying like Aries, Libra.
Aries? Pardon?
Capri Sun.
Capri Sun. That's Capricorn, not Capri Sun. Can you imagine? What sign are you born under? The sign of the Lunchable. Leo has now turned into
I am a dairily Lunchable.
That's like, we should just rename the signs as British food staples. Can you imagine? That's so funny.
So what's your star sign? I am a Dib Dab.
Not a Dib Dab. I absolutely love them as well.
I thought a Dib Dab would be Gemini because it's like two.
Yeah, I was going to say.
We're
do you know what? Guys, we need to rename all of the star signs. We're going to do an astrology one today.
I wouldn't mind talking about astrology. I think I know someone that could probably help us, but she definitely does the tarot cards.
We need her on as a special guest because I have never had that done before. I'd quite like that.
See if we can organise that.
Yeah, we will do this at a later date. We have a really bad habit now of like, instead of the episode we're talking about to sort of pitch future ones. So we will get back on topic.
We will get back.
So to hone us in, because we always get too excited about talking about other topics.
Yes.
I want to know, what were you like when you were like little, like primary school?
Primary school.
Do we have any pictures of primary school, Luke?
It is conveniently placed.
Which we have conveniently placed on the table. Let's have a look.
Some of these, I might have picked the wrong ones.
Probably.
That one is, those are definitely primary school.
Your hockey jersey, man.
That's the start of the hockey phase.
Yes.
For anyone watching, I'll put them in front of you. But
they are so
pictures
cute.
Will be on the screen. You can see them.
You look like an absolute gangster on that one.
Gangster.
You've got like a chain and everything on.
I think for that one.
So cute.
So me and my brother, who I'm in there with, when we go to a holiday park in Devon, we'd enter the talent contest because I think that's nursery me. If anyone follows me on socials, you'll just seen that little face and his little blonde hair.
You're so like on trend at the moment, like, isn't he? Because you've got like a mullet and you've got a cool jumper going on. Sort of looks like mine I've got on today.
I had all the fits.
You did. Especially this one. I just need to look at the drip in this picture. He's got like a chain on and everything. Absolute drip.
I don't even remember.
I love that. I love the hockey
I
one
slightly
as well.
remember the t-shirt. Yeah, I've got a little like Hawaiian necklace going on.
Oh man, honestly, I absolutely can't cope with that. So what were you like when you were like junior school age? For people, I know I've got like a few Americans that watch this as well. I would say primary school is like possibly like early middle school age. I think that's how you describe it. I'd say middle school.
What would you say, like want to say like age 5 to age 10.
Yeah, I would say like early middle school. Like, I don't know what kindergarten is. You guys are gonna have to explain this to me because I'm not very up to date on my American lingo, so I do apologize. I just want to put that out there because I know I've got a lot of American friends that like to watch this as well. So my apologies if I've got this wrong. But what was middle school Luke
Honestly,
like?
I can't remember. I know I was
That
sort of
traumatic, huh?
a little. Like there's bits I remember, but I don't remember how I was as an actual person.
We'll have to get your mum on as a guest.
Maybe.
Shall I ring her and be like, what was Luke like?
Probably stubborn, I'd say. Like that's something I've been told I am now. If there's something I really don't want to do,
classic
then
Aries.
I will be a pain in the ass about it.
Yeah.
I would say I was definitely a shy child. That's something as well. That's something I've always heard, that I was a shy child.
Painfully shy.
Yeah. Like, I think when, going back to this talent show stuff, when my brother stopped doing it, my mum was shocked that I decided to do it on my own.
So what did you do for the talent show?
We just do like a comedy.
No way!
But I think there was definitely aspects where we like just ripped off.
Comedy
someone.
King. What,
Comedy Kids.
What did you rip off?
Oh,
The Royal Family. It was
think-
the Royal Family, wasn't it?
Nah, at the time we were both big into Joe Pasquale.
Right.
So
okay.
I thought he'd completely stopped, but he popped up on The Last Leg with Adam Hill.
I love The Last Leg.
He pops up on there as dressed as Santa, which is quite nice to
Love
see.
it.
So
Yeah, I absolutely love The Last Leg.
Got a soft spot for Joe Pasquale, but we definitely did.
Ripped off his whole set.
Yeah, we definitely just ripped him off. We did some of them. There was ones, I don't know if it was a comedian we ripped off or something like that, but we did big versions of like signs you'd see just in day-to-day life, but
Right.
did funny things to go with them.
Right.
So one of them
okay.
was like, don't leave the theme park ride, and it's a person like standing up, but it just looks like he's putting his bum in the other person's face. So it's like,
Right.
I think it was like, don't fart on the person next to you, and like just stuff like that, or like drunk drivers in the area and it's a car swerving, like where it's,
Did everybody eat it up? Did
yeah,
everyone?
people found it funny. We never won.
Oh,
And we
you were
noticed,
robbed.
we noticed a trend at the thing, because you'd have to re-perform after if you'd won.
Oh God.
So we always either came second or third,
Right.
but all the winners were either dancers or singers.
Oh, that
Yeah.
old trope, the Britain's Got Talent trope,
Yeah.
right? Where it's all fixed. You guys definitely would have won. The comedians very rarely win, which really annoys me, and it's put me off ever going on Britain's Got Talent. Can you imagine? I just go on and get buzzed off, and like that's 2 seconds.
First joke, off you go.
It's like get pawned off.
I feel though with comedians on like Britain's Got Talent and stuff, they possibly do better from it though. Even if they don't win.
I honestly thought you were going to say do a lot better than you, and I was like going to jump across the table.
Did any of them win a free holiday back to Devon Valley Caravan Park?
No, absolutely
No, they didn't.
not.
But
That's so funny.
I swear I see more of the comedians post Britain's Got Talent. I have a complete mind fart there.
Brain fart, yeah.
But
See the cogs in your head turning there.
Because like I swear there was that guy that did all the just puns, where it's like dad
Yes.
jokes, and like he's gone on to do like massive tours
liked
and
him.
Taskmaster and all of
I want to
that.
be on Taskmaster.
I
so
love
badly.
Taskmaster.
Would you like to see me on Taskmaster?
Yes.
I'll only go
We'll-
on if Sam Campbell's there. I only want to
We'll
go
be
on if he's
pestering and
there.
be like, Greg James.
Greg Davies.
Greg Davies, not Greg James. That's Radio 1.
Yeah, but I'm never going to
We'll
go on
message
now.
Greg James on Radio 1 to help us get to...
Yeah, I would absolutely. That is my ultimate goal in life, like to get on Taskmaster. Reason being, I didn't watch it until recently, until my husband got really into it, and I said, just to purposely annoy you, I'm gonna be on there one day, and you've got to sit and suffer through a whole season of me just chatting absolute rubbish. Let me find a picture of what young Pheebs was like
Pheebs.
when they were at primary school.
Yeah, I don't know why. I think because I was into art as well. I think that's the route I went down. But I did quite enjoy like entertaining, and that's sort of. I feel I've combined the two now. Like we're doing this. Like
Nah, you're too boring to be an entertainer.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
I see.
I'm just joking.
like,
I'm just
sort
kidding.
of wanting to do like a podcast with you and then my own videos and where I work. It's sort of like And
you still get to do it. You
Yeah,
still get
like,
to be creative.
I
You're
think
quite lucky, really.
going on and doing like the DJing as well.
Yeah.
Like I
You're a
always
good
said,
little DJ.
oh, thank you.
I enjoy your DJ sets.
Well, like I always said, like doing them. Like if it's only like 50 people or like 500, like as long as those people are like enjoying it, then that's worth it.
That is absolutely the most important thing, because it's not worth doing it if other people don't like it. And I think when you do any sort of entertainment work, I can gauge in the first 2 minutes if people are like enjoying it or if they're not, because obviously, if you didn't know, I'm a very poor stand-up comedian. This is my sort of side hustle that I do as well. I very much
You are making a comeback to the tune.
I am making a comeback. So just a bit of a selfless plug here, but I am actually going to be performing at Stand at Newcastle on the 21st of February and also on the 24th of April. I do hopefully have more gigs coming up, but I need to go on my honeymoon first, and then we'll pick it up back from there. But
so let's see little Pheebs.
This was little Pheebs.
Oh,
this was I don't know if you can see little Pheebs on there, but we'll
put a picture up on the screen if not.
Yeah, for sure. I literally thought I ate like so badly with the outfit. Just to describe it, it's like got this weird tassel belt on. I'm dressed all in brown, so I've got a brown gypsy skirt. I've got like a brown top, which was velvet, because I remember the texture, because I absolutely hated it. Mum pure bullied us to like wear it. And I'll zoom in on me face and my hair. I've got like the Rachel haircut of Friends, because my mum insisted that she give me layers, and I absolutely ate that up at the time. And then this is me when I'm a little bit younger, hair's still as wild as it ever was like now, but yeah, you can just tell.
You just need a bit more at the back, and you've got it
yeah,
back again.
I was gonna say I've got it back. But yeah, I was always I'm exactly the same. Like I haven't changed. Like I've always loved like to entertain people and be like silly and make people laugh, and I was always like brought out as like the family entertainment, and I still feel like I am now at every social event I go to, where it's like, oh, Pheebs is here, like, oh my god, life of the party. And sometimes I'm just like, oh god, I can't be bothered to do this. I'm off shift. Please leave me alone. But yeah, I mean, to be fair, I haven't really changed that much, because when I was younger, I wanted to go into acting, and I was really big into like musical theatre. So I used to force my family to sit down and watch me do these ridiculous plays. And like, do you know Cats the musical?
Yeah.
I used to like do a full scale production of Cats, leotard included.
Amazing.
With like cat ears, do you know, like Halloween cat ears and a tail. I had a tail. It was like this like tiger set I got from like Halloween. It looked like it was from Ann Summers or something. God knows where my mum got it from, but.
This little you, pair of ears, a towel, some handcuffs.
Yes. Oh dear Lord. Child Protection Services, please don't come for my parents. They are good people. But yeah, I remember just doing these full-scale shows. So I loved Cats. I loved, oh God, honestly, like everything that was like out at the time, because my grandma was also like big into musical like theatre, and she used to have like videos of like sort of the best hits songs, and then that's how I got into it.
Yeah.
So I would full on perform at my mum and dad's house, and then do full on performances for me grandma, and she absolutely loved it. She thought it was like amazing. She honestly thought I was going to be the next like Celine Dion or something like that, despite the fact I had no talent in singing. I'm a terrible singer. I could have done all right with a bit of autotune. If you had a bit of autotune on the mic, I think I would have done okay.
So I think that's probably where like some of mine came from, because my brother was into it as well. Like I sort of followed him for a bit, because I was younger. I was just like, well, I want to do what Adam does.
Aww.
But like we both went to Sylvia Young's in London.
Okay.
Was there for a while. Like I saw, like talking about Cats, I saw him. They would do like a summer school, and then at the end they'd perform a show.
Right.
So I would see him do that. So he played like McCavity.
Oh, that's cool.
I think they did Guys and Dolls. They did a few, like there was a few summers where he did different ones. But then I think after that I sort of branched off and went into more art. He continued for a bit, but then just stopped, like,
right,
which is a shame, because he was very good, but I think he just wasn't that into it,
I
or
wasn't
like
feeling it anymore.
yeah, like I reckon there's other reasons involved, but
Right.
he just was like, he sort of says now like, oh no, I only did it because mum wanted me to. It's like, you were doing it till like you were almost in your 20s, like
You definitely liked it to some degree.
yeah, like you good at it, and like you had fun with it.
Nobody's
So
that much of a people pleaser. I don't think, where they do something for now in 20 years unless they enjoyed it a little bit.
But yeah, then after that, so I went down the art route, and then I've sort of circled back around. I mean,
You're still arty-farty, like with your design work and stuff, and then the DJing, like as well.
I mean, sort of circling forward into senior school. So we're talking what, like 10 to. At the time, it would have been 16, but they've extended it now in the UK, where like I think
it's 18, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you can do A levels or go to college.
Yeah, you have to be in. I mean, when we were at school, because even me, you could just leave at 16, just do whatever the hell you wanted. You were just released into the wild.
Yeah, like we're done.
Bye. We did all we
From
can.
your collar out the window.
Ta-ra to you.
So
let's have a look at teenage you.
I don't know if I might have left some of the more teenager stuff in that book. But from there, like, again, my brother did a similar thing at college, but it got into a point where I got my first video camera.
Oh, where it all started.
Oh, that's probably where it all started. But typical boys, let's film our own version of Jackass.
Nice. Who were you? Were you Steve or?
No, we just did our own thing, but it was like, we're going to be...
Jumping off buildings. And...
No, I never did anything that bad, but it was like, let's film ourselves being idiots.
Nice. I appreciate that.
I have the burnt DVD somewhere in this flat as well. It still exists.
We need to watch this together. We need to do a watch through at some point because you shouldn't have told me about it.
My finest movie maker job, Windows Movie Maker.
That's a throwback, isn't it?
I used to love Windows Movie Maker. It was
class,
I think that's where it really started. Windows Movie Maker for me.
You used to make edits and stuff as well. Yeah.
I used to even like...
Yes.
Like the love for like wrestling has never left that side when I was younger as well. But it's like I'll download all these clips off whatever website and throw on like some new metal and make an edit.
I mean, you're still really big into like the wrestling stuff.
Oh yeah, it pays my bills now. So
exactly. Like how lucky are you that you get to do something that you love, which you've always loved, but you get paid for it as well. I think that's like absolutely class, and I am so jealous.
Thank you.
I'm seething with jealousy.
For a bit more context, I'm an editor for a wrestling themed YouTube channel.
I didn't even know that, to be fair. I didn't know. I thought you did.
You
I thought you designed the merch for it.
I do a bit of that as well. That's a freelance project.
He just does, he does everything.
I have many fingers in many wrestling pies, apparently.
Not the wrestling pies.
The wrestling pies. But yeah, I've done merch, I've done match graphics, show graphics.
All your stuff's really good as well.
Thank you.
Not to give you like a big head or anything like that.
I know.
I can see your head just expanding. It sounds like I'm saying this. But no, I think your stuff is like really, really good because your design work was from like some of the first stuff that I'd like seen and I thought was like class. I mean, I'm personally not really into wrestling. I could probably name like 3 wrestlers off the top of my head, and it's ones that everyone knows, like John Cena, The Rock. I can't think of any more.
Where it ends.
Rey Mysterio.
Okay,
Rey Mysterio.
That's not what I expected.
I've got 3.
Usually, like the big ones are like Hulk Hogan.
Oh, Hulk Hogan, yeah.
Hulk Hogan, The Rock, John Cena, all the movie star ones.
You can't
and
see
then,
me.
Because we're in England, Big Daddy. Like
who the hell's Big Daddy? I thought that was a sauce.
Big Daddy and Giant Haystacks are like 2 older. Yeah, they're like 2 older.
Is it not with an X on the end?
No, but they're like two older UK wrestlers who are like. If people like if you're asking someone older, like they'll be like, oh yeah, like that stuff Big Daddy did. It's like a little bit.
That's just
a bit more
sauce.
modern. It was like when like grannies would go and like eat Werther's originals in the front row and hit them with the handbags. Like you're going back some time, like ITV, like World of Sport era.
That's so funny. You were so old. I don't even think I remember that.
He was one of them was alive in our time, but
our time. How dare you?
Maybe not your time, actually. Definitely my time.
I was going to say yours. I'm cool.
I think one of them. I think Giant Haystacks died in like mid to late 90s. So
I may be the reincarnation.
you're the reincarnation of John Haystacks.
I was born in 95. We find out
I'll
when
have
he
to
died.
check afterwards.
Can you imagine if he died on 2nd of October and I was born then? We're like, oh my God, he's returned.
The second coming of Giant Haystacks.
Can you imagine? Do you know that meme that's going around where it's literally just like, oh, this person's died then and then they're back? The amount of times I've seen it, but my favourites is when the years don't correlate. Welcome back, and it'll be someone like Tutankhamun.
I saw one that was like, it was just like, welcome back to reincarnation of like the Chernobyl power plant.
It was me.
Here's Drake.
For God's sake, honestly, them memes, I don't even know why I find them so funny, but like, oh no, I've made you cry. Oh no, I've made you cry. It just is though, isn't it? Well, like, I love like the most like pointless memes ever. Right, I'm gonna have to show you me when I was at school.
I think, yeah, off the back of being like a wrestling kid, I was definitely, I wasn't in the popular lot. Or the loners. I was sort of in the middle. Because obviously everyone's like, oh, you know, it's fake. Like, yeah. But that put me on sort of like the middle path, I think.
You were an in-betweener.
I was definitely an in-betweener.
In-betweener. Well, I just need to show this absolute gem. So this was me, yeah, 7. Yeah! Do I still look the same? I mean, can we just appreciate my teeth at the time? Look at my teeth.
That gap.
I did get my gap fixed. I mean, there's nothing wrong with tooth gaps.
No.
You know, there's nothing wrong. It was
trendy at one point, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, I was gonna say the whole get the London look sort of thing on the.
I don't know how
advert.
that's a London look, but
having bad teeth. I don't know. You tell me. You're from the south.
I have no clue.
We all have nice. We all have nice teeth up here. I'm joking, probably don't. But I mean, you know, like, I think there's nothing wrong with tooth gaps. I think they're like quite attractive because I mean, my main celebrity crush has a tooth gap. I don't know if I'm willing to talk about this because I get like a bit like insane. Like if I talk
it's
about
gonna turn feral.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn feral and start running around on all fours and just pulling my hair out. For a bit of context, so my celebrity crush, and I'm so sorry if you ever watch this, I'm so embarrassed, but my celebrity crush is Jermaine Clement. I don't know if you can see him here behind me, but there is nothing wrong with having a tooth gap, Jem. Don't listen to anything he just said. That's very, very cruel. And if you ever watch this video, please just ignore everything I've just said. I'm dying of embarrassment. But yeah, I was pretty similar to you at school. Like? Really similar, where I wasn't popular, I wasn't unpopular either. I was still just a bit of a theatre kid. Like we had like a drama club at school, and we did like a production of Cinderella, and I was chosen to be Cinderella, and it caused half of the people I was friends with to not talk to me anymore because they were so jealous that they didn't get the role. And I remember being told on like the last day of like Easter term that I got it, and I was absolutely buzzing, and I was like, oh guys, I got the part, and they just were like, looked at me up and down and turned around, just walked home without me. And I was like, success really changes people, doesn't it? I just felt it all went in my head straight away. But I did the school play at school, and I also did like similar to you, like an acting camp like outside. So I went to like theatre school basically. And I really wanted to like go into acting, and everybody used to tell me, oh, I think you'd be like so good at it. And evidently my mum didn't think so, because I remember her telling us, it was at a Chiquitos restaurant, right? I still remember this from the pure trauma, but I remember her saying like, you're just not very good. There's people like just much better than you, basically. And I remember I went to the toilets and I just cried, and I never went back to theatre school after that. I just didn't want to do it anymore, because I just thought, God, if you think I'm bad, everybody else must think I'm shocking. But I think our logic behind it was maybe, I'm going to tell you you're really bad so that if you don't like get to where you want to be, you're not like disappointed. But I just thought, well, even if I didn't get to where I want to be, I would probably still be where I've ended up now. So like it hasn't really changed like the whole pipeline of my life, to be fair. But I was a bit like alternative when I was at school.
Yeah.
So I mean, you just looking at you definitely had it.
I definitely like.
We've all had one.
I mean, I think that's a mixture of school.
It just screams
school
that,
and just maybe just after school.
You look like a My Chemical Romance fan.
Oh, that was the first proper gig I went to. Was My Chemical Romance.
Really?
I've got like him gloves on. Yes. I've got a Mighty Boosh t-shirt. There.
I love the Mighty Boosh as well. Like your taste in like TV shows is elite.
Kurt Cobain necklace. Like.
Say no more. Like that's about as like alternative as you can get. I'll try and find one of me. I mean,
I remember I definitely hit my emo phase at secondary school.
Yeah.
Because I remember dyeing my hair black, and you God. There's always that one girl at school who overreacts to everything, and like I remember, I remember.
Like, okay, pick me.
I was in like the little group of the other little emos.
Oh yes.
And I remember she did like a double take, but out of a door to see it. Like they walked past, she must have glanced, grabbed the door, and it was like, oh my God! Like,
is it because you were so good looking? She was just disarmed.
Oh, clearly.
She just loved an emo boy. Like I think that was the problem. I mean, I'm laughing at this picture because I must be about maybe 18 on it, but like this was me as a teenager. What do you think?
I think you're top notch.
Be careful. Woo, woo, woo. That's the sound of the police. No,
what are you drinking in that?
I don't know. I don't want to say it was
looked
alcoholic.
Like a fishbowl, but
I don't want to say it was alcoholic. I can't really remember. I remember it was taken in fat butter though, because there used to be a fat butter in Durham, and that was like when I was younger. That was like the height of sophistication. If you went to fat butter, but that was definitely when I was going through like my Skins phase. Do you know, I was like indie sleaze, and I hated indie music, man. I didn't even know why. Why was I trying to keep up the pretense for? Because I can't find any pictures of us when I was much younger, because I think I deleted them all out of sheer embarrassment on Facebook. But I used to have really big like scene hair and stuff. Right. It looked like a hat. And I remember my sister, because my sisters are just the polar opposite to me. I'm the oldest. They're like a bit younger, so I don't think really got the aesthetic at the time. And I remember my middle sister being like, your hair is disgusting. It literally looks like a wig. And I mean, looking back, it probably did look like a wig, but it was like the height of fashion at the time. And I remember I went to college. So this was when I was like 16. And because I think through school, I'd been quite badly bullied for being like alternative and being different, because nobody else I went to school with was like that. So I moved schools when I was in year 9. So I used to go to like the senior school in Sacriston Village, but it was so bad. My mum and dad were like, we're taking you out of it. And it was good. The school I went to, it was a bit better. It was in Durham city centre. However, a lot of the people were a bit up their own asses. Right, and it was just that sort of school where everybody was the same, and if you didn't fit in, you were just like an absolute social outcast. But I had a really nice group of friends at like that school, and it was like we were all pretty close until we went to uni and people moved away, to be honest with you.
I think that was the same with my lot, really. Like I went to a different college to most of them, I think. So we either sort of stayed in touch, but we'd see each other around. Yeah. Or like we had one guy, I mean, he was like someone I was really close with at school. Like I've got a photo of him down there where like we took him on holiday with us and everything. But then like, I don't know if it was because he was going to a different college or what, but it's just like something switched and he was just like, yeah, done with you. And like whenever I'd see him out and about, like he'd just give me the dirtiest looks.
Really?
Yeah.
What did you do? Nothing.
I mean,
it's weird.
Don't know if like the wrestling bubble, I just gravitated people in, so I don't know if they got affected by that, but
who knows? Some people as well don't like to see you do well, and I've found that. So this is really weird, but on a weird segue. Since I've got back into comedy, a lot of people who like I thought were my friends don't bother with me anymore. Oh. And I think people only like you sometimes when you're doing worse than they are. Like,
Right.
does that make sense? Where it's almost like, oh, I see you doing
Yeah.
slightly better than what you used to. So now I don't want to be
Yeah.
friends with you anymore. And it's so weird because people that I thought weren't me friends have been like so much more like supportive. Like, I've got a really nice like little group of mates online who have watched the videos and commented, so thank you, because it honestly
thank you.
it does mean the world to me. Like, every view we get, we're both like incredibly grateful because we love making this and we love to like include you guys in all of our conversations and, you know, make you feel welcome. We love like being like a safe space like for everybody like as well. So it's really like heartwarming. And I'm sorry because I know I'm getting off on a tangent, but I just want to say, like, for every view we get and every comment and every like, we are like eternally grateful because it absolutely like makes our day. But it is strange that you say, you know, about like the guy not wanting to be friends, because that's something that I think I'm currently going through, and it's so weird to see like all of the support from people online, or just people I haven't spoke to in years, like people I used to go to school with but like years ago have said, I've always thought like you were really like silly and funny at school, I've always thought like you should go into it, and like I've been like, oh, like, you know, maybe some success might come of this, you know. You can say that you watched me before I became famous and went on Taskmaster alongside Sam Campbell. Campbell! It's the only reason why I want to go on. Just to sit there with him and annoy the hell out of my husband. That's so funny though. But I think, had we gone to school together, I think we would have definitely have liked each other.
We'd been our own little weird emo clique.
Oh yeah, like for sure. Because like I said, I think I was a bit lonely at school because although I had a canny little group of friends, none of them were like particularly alternative, and I did get bullied. But to be fair, sometimes I look back on things I did and I was like, I absolutely deserve to be bullied. So I just need to tell you a story. So
that's right. I've got one for you afterwards as well.
Excellent. We'll see if you can be crowned the cringiest person in the room. But this is pretty cringe. So I don't think I've ever told anybody this, but it was my friend's birthday, and it was like a 15th birthday, so it would have been like 10 or something. And they all came out to Durham, and like their fancy like dresses and stuff for going out. Do you want to know what I wore? I wore like a South Park cosplay. Do you know what?
Purposely or?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it wasn't just like coincidental.
No, it wasn't like a coincidence. So like, do you know I don't know if you know Craig from South Park, the one that wears like little blue, like it's like a cholo hat with a little yellow pom-pom on top. So I was just like obsessed. I don't know if it's because of like the autism and stuff, but like I tend to hyperfixate on things, and South Park was just a massive hyperfixation along with Naruto, which I liked. I mean, say no more, really.
Were you doing the run like around the playground?
I can't say I did the run. I wanted to, but thought, I'm already being bullied.
You knew that wasn't the smart one.
Yeah, I thought best advise against that. But I would just talk to anybody. Like, they'd be like, hello, and I'd be like, did you know? And it would just like be this whole thing. But I've managed to control it a bit more slightly as an adult, perhaps. But yeah, they all came in their pretty dresses, and I came in, and it was just like the hat, which you couldn't buy. God, I've just burped. I'm so sorry. I always burp during these. It was a silent one though, thank God. I had like the blue hat that he wears. My grandma had made it for me with the yellow pom-pom on top. I had like a blue jacket on, like black skinny jeans and like black Converse. And I honestly thought I ate with that outfit. I thought I was fantastic. And did you ever have DeviantArt?
No, I know of it.
I'm shocked you didn't have it, but I like posted the cosplay pictures on DeviantArt, and I was just like, and like thought I was so cool. And I was like, oh my God, you're like so cute. And I was like, thanks. But like, I don't know if they thought I was a guy or not, because to be fair, my hair was quite short and I looked pretty androgynous at the time. So I really could have, it didn't specify my name or anything, what gender I was, because I'm just a genderless being. But yeah, I remember just me mum and dad just looking at me leaving the house like, oh my God. And I reckon my mum must have been absolutely gutted, because he was all these like girls and like the party dresses and stuff, and then there's me rocking up in a full-on Craig cosplay. Yeah, who did I think I was? So yeah, beat that. You didn't do casual cosplay in person.
I think between sort of college, just after school and college, I definitely had like a Noel Fielding phase.
Yes, I love Noel Fielding.
But yeah, like
Did you cosplay old Greg?
No, it's just how I would go out and dress. Like I'd have skinny jeans. I had the sort of Chelsea boots with like the little heel.
Loved a pair of Chelsea boots.
And just trying to be a bit flamboyant, like grew the hair out, dyed it all black. Now I think in terms of like cringe, like there was a girl I had a massive crush on.
Oh no.
And dating myself massively here. Do you remember Nelly?
Unfortunately.
Like this was when Nelly's first album came out, and my brother was quite into. My brother had a few phases really, but he went into a bit of a rap phase, and he bought the album. So I said to her like, well, I can get you a copy of the album, and so I spent like an evening poorly recording this album onto like a cassette tape, and then I thought, well, because I fancy her.
Oh no!
I started like singing and stuff on the reverse side and like be like, oh, I really like you and all this, blah blah blah, and like I don't know how long it went on for. And then come the final day of term, we had like little parties in our groups, in our classroom. She starts putting the tape on, and luckily it was the fucking Nelly side, but it sounded awful. So luckily it never went to the other side. But then after summer, I found out her and her mates had listened to the other side.
How did you find out? Through utter embarrassment?
Just through Mickey taking and stuff like that. I was like, well, looking back on it now, it's like, well, what did I expect, really? Like,
I hope if you're watching this right now, please send the tape to me so that I can listen to it.
I mean, I hope it doesn't exist anymore. To my knowledge, she's from a little bit of Facebook stalking after remembering the story, and she seems to be nicely married with children. So
never
good
mind.
For her.
Never mind.
Well,
sorry.
I
you
shot my shot back then.
Wow, you did. I mean, do you know what though? I would have been really flattered if somebody had like made me like a mixtape, because I think that like shows like a bit of like effort. I think it's quite sweet as long as it's not like done in a stalkery way, because. No. Not me, but I remember, I won't say her name, but there was like a girl in my year at school, and there was a guy who was like weirdly infatuated with her, but like they weren't in the same set. So we had the sets where it was like most cleverest to thickest. Obviously I was in the thickest set, so like I didn't get to know all of this higher set crack, but she used to like come and tell us about it like during like breaks, and he'd like, they never spoke for like my knowledge that I knew, and he'd given her like this really long CD to play of like love songs of like how he felt about her, but she was just like, because they hadn't had that relationship, she was like, what's this? Like, that's so creepy and like weird. And I was like, is it creepy, or do I weirdly like this Joe Goldberg style behaviour? And that's a really wrong way to look at it. But I was thinking, nobody at school looked at me like I was an attractive person.
Yeah.
So I would have been really flattered. Like, I was shocked when I got to college. So I went to college when I was 16 to do graphic design, because I was a graphic designer for a while. And all of these people fancied me, and I was like, pardon? Like, me? Like, really? Like, I was so confused. And I remember I was friends with a girl there, and she used to get like the bus home with like one of her friends that lived over in Bishop, and he'd said something along the lines of like, oh, is that your fit friend waiting for you? And she thought he'd said a fat friend. And I was not fat at all at the time. I was a little skinny weight because I did loads of exercise. I walked for miles because I couldn't drive at the time. And he was like, no, your fit friend, because they're like really fit. And she couldn't wait to tell me. Next day, she was like, I've got something to tell you. And she broke her neck to tell us. And I mean, I wouldn't have particularly found this guy good looking. He wasn't emo enough for me. I just liked an emo person, whether it be boy, girl, whoever. If you were emo, I was probably into you. Oh, good. Just casually mentioned the start of our podcast. But like I was maddened at this attention, and I could feel it all going in my head, because it was just like, I had not been desired, and then I went to college and I was a desirable asset. So I was like, clearly these people at school were just really horrible and didn't like me because I was like alternative. And to be fair, I was a bit out there as well.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't scared to be myself. And all of these people were like, you know, the sort of Ugg boot wearing, Victoria's Secret spray, sort of like other people. And the boys were all like big into rugby and sport. And if you didn't fit into that niche, you were just a bit of an outsider. So if you were anything other than that, it was like people instantly just didn't like you. So it was a bit like weird from going to be like, not necessarily really unliked, but like I would say relatively unpopular, to go into college and then being like really, really popular, where people I didn't even know were adding me on Facebook just because they'd seen me around and liked my aesthetic. Because like I say, I had bright red hair, I had the whole scene hair thing going on. I used to... Again, another hyperfixation. I was hyperfixated on Lord of the Rings, and I used to wear the One Ring replica around my neck on a chain, but loads of people thought it was cool that I just liked what I like.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember the clothing company Black Milk, but they did like them leggings. I had the Middle Earth map ones.
Oh, okay. I remember there was
cool.
Wasn't there Star Wars ones they did?
Yeah, there was Star Wars ones. I didn't have them, but I had the space ones. And then I had the Lord of the Rings ones as well.
Right,
and people thought it was so
them.
cool.
I think that's what's good about going to college and like uni as well. Like you just start to find people sort of into the same things as you.
You find your tribe, don't you? Where it's just like you all like the same thing. Like everyone at college like used to be so sound, and I'm still like really upset that like we didn't keep like in contact with like each other, because I really met some proper nice people, but obviously when college ended, people started branching out and going to different unis, or some people were just leaving to like, you know, go straight into design. There's one girl that I still follow, and I always said to her drawings were like next level good, like so cool. She was like me, we're both really into Lana Del Rey, and when Lana Del Rey wasn't very big here, so this was back in like 2012, she took this drawing she did to the Lana concert, and Lana signed it for her and said it was really good. And she's now become like a cool fine line tattoo artist. I will visit her at some point. Like, if you are watching this, you know who you are. Like, honestly, like the artwork just blows me away. I'm friends with like such talented people. Like, I'm obsessed. There's like people I follow on Twitter where there's like one person, and I've literally got the stickers all over the desk, because they do Flight of the Conchords stickers, which is my current hyperfixation. But I've literally got the stickers all over my desk, which my husband absolutely hates. I'm like, how are you all so talented? I love it. Like, never stop making art, because I live for it. I live for creative, nice people, and I love it. I love it, man. It's so good.
I think it's sort of final words really on this episode.
Oh,
like,
it's coming to an end. Look at you.
Well, like school is tough anyway.
It's
like,
awful being a
just
teenager.
It's just a big social
nightmare.
But it, you know, you move on and find your tribe, as you said. Things do get better.
It gets better. Well, for some people, it doesn't get better. It depends.
Philosophical ending for this
Yeah,
podcast.
I think that's a lovely ending. But yeah, just to reiterate as well, just whilst we wrap this episode up, for the next one, we're going to do an agony aunt or grunkle for me, because I love being a grunkle episode. So please send us in any questions that you have. It doesn't have to be about relationships. I'm quite happy to answer any questions, as is Luke. So please send them in. Like I said before, all of the links are below. And yeah, we can't wait for the next episode. So catch you later.
Bye.
Bye.